as we rejoice in all of life's pleasures, let us sing this one. It's about being thankful for all of that joy. And I want you to come in with, for everything, thank you. Again, for everything, thank you. All right, here we go. Thankful for everything, thank you. Thankful for everything, thank you. For this precious life together, for everything, thank you. For family, for everything, thank you. For friendships, for everything, thank you. For my health and affairs, for everything, thank you. For simple pleasures, for everything, thank you. For my loving heart, for everything, thank you. Thankful for everything, thank you. For the joy, for everything, thank you.
For everything, thank you. For everything, thank you. You, not some personified experience of some old man in the sky, but you, that incredible breath of life that is breathing us now. If it's comfortable to do so, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And with a gentle exhale, just relax a little more deeply into your seat. For everything, I thank you. For everything, I am grateful. Gratitude is the doorway into knowing our joy. When we cease resisting and simply stand in the flow of divine life, we can give thanks, knowing without a doubt that whatever events happen around us and even to us, that God, absolute good and unconditional love, means it for good. God means it for good, and I am grateful. With another gentle exhale, I invite you to bring your full awareness to your heart center. Feel the expansiveness in this space, this place in consciousness that is unlimited in potential. this space in consciousness that is ever flowing with love. This place in consciousness where there is a spark of light and life. That presence of I am in you, that presence of I am in me. The Christ of being, breathing us now, calling us forward to be the presence of joy and love. So this morning, I want to invite us all to embody that joy, to see that joy glowing within, in consciousness. See that joy exploding into a brilliant white light, filling us inside. And with your intention, I invite you to see that light reaching across the miles and touching the people who are afraid right now, who see lack and limitation, whose lives have been struck by events that they cannot understand. Send them your joy, send them your light. Draw from your well of unlimited love and send it to them. And with a gentle whisper, say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. We share our joy and know that they will know their joy. We bless their joy and know that our joy expands. We see the unlimited possibilities for healing and hope. And we know unlimited healing and hope in our own lives. And yet again, with a gentle exhalation, I invite you to bring this presence back into this moment and this time. This community of believers where we are grateful. We are grateful for our joy. Bring your awareness back when you're ready. And let's sing again with Deidrey. And so it is.
Thankful for everything, thank you. Thankful for everything, And as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message, and also in the spirit of gratitude, let us sing this one. God is so good. God has got my back for everything I need right here for me to share lovingly. Here we go. God is so good. God is so good. God has got my back for everything I need right here for me to share lovingly. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. God has got my back for everything I need right here for me to share lovingly. Let's do it one more time. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. God has got my back for everything I need right here for me to share lovingly. God has got my back for everything I need right here for me to share lovingly. God has got my back. God has got my back for everything I need right here for me to share lovingly.
That's a new one for me, Deidrey. Did you write that one?
I did. Yes, I did. Thank you, Rev Todd.
I loved it. Good morning again. I found out last night that Unity of the Blue Ridge, which is in Mills River, right outside of Asheville, they were having service today because they do have power and water at the church now, and they invited everybody to come and bring their jugs to fill up their jugs with water. But Reverend Darlene does not have power at her house. I'm not sure she has water at her house, but they're having a service today, and we bless them. Um, uh, this week, because of my involvement with UMass and with Southeast Unity Ministries, I sent out a survey to kind of find out where damage was and what was going on. And there are so many churches and congregants that have lost stuff. The Unity of Mills River is having service, but their sanctuary was damaged with floodwaters. But members of their congregation have lost businesses, have lost homes, have lost vehicles. It's something else. I don't know if y'all know this, if you're friends with him on Facebook, but I talked to Gene this week. Gene and Mariana were up in New England, and so luckily they were not impacted by this. But Ronan, whom Ronan grew up here, most of you know Ronan. Ronan, Susie, you gonna tell me something? Oh, oh, great. Hey, Gene. We're glad y'all are safe and made it back. But Ronan and his girlfriend were at the house in Black Mountain, and so their cars are parked in the driveway at the house. Last I heard, but I think that's probably where they're going to be for a while because the road is completely gone. So can you imagine being a teenager and having a car that cannot leave where it is parked? Woo! So I feel for that young man. But they are safe. They were able to hike out and get picked up and taken somewhere else. And all of this, this event of Hurricane Helene, this event reminds me of like the loss that happens when these events hit, right? I mean, I don't think the island has yet totally recovered from the hurricane that happened a couple years ago. Yeah, I mean, This is incredible what we see and what we happen, but we have to remember that events happen out here and the experience happens inside. And we always get to decide what to do with the event and how we're going to experience it. Sometimes that's challenging. This whole rabbit hole. Sorry, we're going to see where we get to today. This rabbit hole led me back to my college days. Once again, when I was doing The Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov. You remember? Anybody know that show? Yeah. It was like, oh, Chekhov, really? Yeah. There's a Chekhov play where I think it's the Cherry Orchard. Like, Masha, why do you always wear black? Because I'm in mourning for my life. She's like a 15-year-old girl. I'm in mourning for my life. This story is centered around a woman who has come back to town after spending 5 years in Paris, where she has just been blowing through the money that she had. And comes home because now the estate, the huge Russian estate that she grew up on, the family estate, which has a cherry orchard on it, by the way, is set to be auctioned off. And in the end, they lose it. They lose the conflict of the play is what happens. How do we save the cherry orchard? And in the end, the neighbor buys it in the auction because he's going to cut down the cherry orchard and build tiny houses to rent them out for people to come to town and enjoy the countryside. We had a guest artist program, so I was doing this play with Karen Grassley, Ma Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie. And so one day we are getting ready to go on stage in performance. This is not rehearsal. And I'm looking out and I can see everything clearly. It's the first time I've been able to see the whole set clearly, because I'm supposed to be wearing a different pair of glasses, character glasses, little tiny, 1920s. And instead I've got on my 1993, y'all don't know how bad my vision used to be. I could see about this close in front of my face without my glasses. And so I could see clearly, and I know I had on the wrong glasses, and I was late for my entrance. And what told me I was late, that I knew something was wrong, was because that I could see clearly. Anybody ever had that experience where suddenly things are clear and you know that this is not right. Something is not correct because I can see clearly now. And I knew I had the wrong glasses on, and would anyone have noticed that I had on the wrong glasses other than the director? Probably not. He certainly noticed that I did not enter when I was supposed to enter, and I came running onto stage. Boy, sometimes it takes the idea that, that we're losing everything to help us see clearly what is important, what is calling to us. And it's really around this idea of affluence, around this idea, affluence, wealth. Right? Affluence is wealth. That's what it's come to mean. That's not what affluence is supposed to be. Affluence, the origin of affluence is really from a Latin verb that means to flow abundantly. To flow abundantly. And here's the truth. You have an unlimited amount of good that flows to you abundantly. But sometimes we resist that, don't we? With thoughts, ideas, beliefs. Sometimes there are thoughts and ideas and beliefs that don't really belong to us. Anybody ever held on to something that didn't belong to you? And right when we hold on to something, our hands are full, and therefore we can't receive that which we are meant to receive. And have you noticed that two people can be raised in the same household and have very different ideas? It shocks me. Like, how does that happen? And as I was doing research for this, I found a talk in which Reverend Eric Butterworth quoted a poem, and so I went to the poem. This is "The Winds of Fate" by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Ella Wheeler Wilcox. She apparently she was sitting on the banks of the river in New York and pondering, meditating on this view of two ships that were going in different directions. One ship drives east and another west, with the self-same winds that blow. 'Tis the set of the sails and not the gales which tells us the way to go. Like the winds of the seas are the ways of fate as we voyage along through the life. 'Tis the set of a soul that decides its goal, and not the calm or the strife. So the winds are gonna blow. The winds are gonna blow, and the direction that you move in is determined by the set of the sail. The events of life are going to happen. And in any given moment, everything you think that is your affluence, your wealth, can disappear. And you get to decide. You get to decide, was that your wealth? Was that your prosperity, or was that just a symbol of it? Because we are prosperous beyond belief when we get rid of the barriers, when we open ourselves up to receive. We have to be willing to receive. We have to do some self-reflection, some self-evaluation. We have to pay attention to the ideas, the thoughts, the beliefs that are shaping us. We have to pay attention to the feeling nature that we're moving into. And this is an idea that's percolating, and it's not fully formed. I'm going to start a little bit today to try and explain this. But see, I think that we have emotions, and emotions come and go, just like the clouds blow by here in our beautiful blue sky. Emotions change and shift, but we can choose a feeling nature of standing in the truth that God is good. Absolute good and unconditional love. We can have this feeling that all things are coming to me for good. And that can be underneath. That can be the ground that we stand on. And though we may be disappointed or sad or angry, knowing the truth, we can be joyful in the truth that God is absolute good and unconditional love. We can be joyful in that and give thanks. Give thanks. Because sometimes there's little that we can do to change the events in the world. You see that? But you always get to change what's happening inside of you. You always get to change what's happening inside of you. Now, I once said to someone, please excuse me. I once was having a conversation with someone who said to me, maybe you've heard something similar, I'm too old to change. You ever heard that? I'm not going to call anybody out, but some of y'all might have cut eyes at each other. I'm too old to change. Someone said that to me, and I said, well, you know, the truth is that if you still have the breath of life in you, breathing you in this moment, you can still change. And change is simply a choice. Choice. This idea of choice sent me down another rabbit hole. That I want to take my mentor, Mary Margaret, used to say, if you have option A and option B, you do not have a choice. You have a dilemma. It is not until you add option C that you have choice. Of course, that sent me in. My rabbit hole was, what is a choice? What is an option? A choice is like an option, a decision, an opportunity to choose or select something. But a dilemma, right? It's an opportunity to choose or select something out of two not great options. Two not great options. It might even feel like choosing one of these two things, I might have to sacrifice part of my values in order to do so. You ever had to do that? You had to. Happens to me. Yes. Happens to me. It's not until we have at least a third option that we truly have choice. And in divine mind, this is what's exciting. In divine mind, in that open space that we find in consciousness, we have unlimited options in potential. Unlimited. Now, we don't always see unlimited options here in the manifest world, right? We can all name a couple of things where we have dilemmas in our life. Internet service, right? Sometimes it's deciding which is the best of two not great choices. But sometimes, even in those choices of events, not sometimes, all the time, we get to choose how whatever the event is going to impact us inside. Inside. What is going to be the decision I can make in this moment to continue to show up and be love? What can I do in this moment to make sure that I continue to show up and be love? To be kind, to be generous. And that's where we're headed, is to this idea of generosity. Because as we live in the flow, we must continue to be generous. The title of today's talk, Enthusiastic Desire, comes from a sentence in Eric Butterworth's book, In the Flow of Life. God will supply every need if we open our minds with an enthusiastic desire to give. Every supply that we need can be delivered to us. All our good can come to us when we live as benevolent benefactors, willing to give and share all that we have, all that we are as we share in this experience of life. And life is consciousness. And so we get to choose in every moment to give. And I don't know what that's going to look like to you. It might look like buying a yoga mat for Amy. It might look like sending money or supplies to Western North Carolina. It might look like deciding I want more fellowship in my church after service, and I'm going to start bringing some snacks to keep people in the building because I know they're hungry because Todd talks way too long. And so now we've got a snack. When I went out to refill my water, I saw that there were snacks on the table. Because we are a giving and generous community, giving from our abundance. Because we are in the flow of life. We are sharing our love, and it's all love, whatever it looks like. Love is the only thing that exists in this spirit of God, in that realm of consciousness where God is all that there is. Here on Playground Planet Earth, we have to do some work sometimes to make sure that we are showing up as love. But when we give, we are being love. And so there is always choice within. Externally, you might be stuck with some dilemmas in life, but inside there is the choice to be love. And how will it show up as you today? As you today. And it's about our mindset. It's about how do we see the world. Some people are going to see the glass as dirty because it's got spots on it. Some people are going to see the glass as half full. Some are going to see it half empty. So you get to choose, how do you see the glass? If you are grounded in gratitude, you're going to say, I have a glass. I have a glass. And if you have faith, you're going to know that there's always going to be clean water. There's always going to be clean water. There's always going to be, metaphysically, an abundance of unformed substance to come forth and deliver to us all that we desire. And then when we embody affluence, when we know that we are loved and that we are benevolent, we say, I get to give water away. I get to give water away. Choices. We have choices in consciousness. And we have some dilemmas here on Playground Planet Earth. We have dilemmas here, Playground Planet Earth. Checking in if I should say this, but I'm going to say it. For me, there's a dilemma coming up. Might not be a dilemma for you. But there's an election coming up this year, and it's a very important election. And I truly don't care. That's not true. No, this is true. I don't care who you vote for. You have a responsibility to vote. If you are able to legally vote, then you need to vote. And so you have a choice to make about what happens in your experience of life. But you should vote. I'm going to should on you today.
And you've only got until October 11th to register to vote if you're not to do it by mail or by online. You can walk in and register, I think, later than that. But that's my soapbox today. To vote, because it's important. Because it is about your choice of being the presence of love. Yes?
Yes.
So I'm gonna end with an affirmation that is in the flow of life. Opportunity is wherever I am. I am in the flow, and every day I expect new things to happen that will open the way to success. I put my whole self into everything that I do and pour myself out as a blessing wherever I go. Opportunity is wherever I am. That's because I have unlimited choices in divine mind. I have unlimited choices in divine mind. Say that with me. I have unlimited choices in divine mind. I know each and every one of you is going to choose to be loved. Because you can't help but be loved. Because that's who you are. But I can't see what way you choose to show up as that love. Thanks for letting me share today, friends. I love you.
Thank you for your message, Rev Todd. Let us sing this one, and it's very simple. It is a song by Donna, I believe it's Donna Michael, and it's called I Am Possibility. I am possibility, infinite possibility. Let's sing it together.